Good evening, folks. Welcome to this session of Let's Meditate. My name is Sriram Raghavendra. Thank you for joining me today. I wanted to touch on the topic of habit formation. Many times there are things that we want to take up and we really want to make a difference, right? How many times have we talked about, hey, if only I could have done this, or if only, I had done that on time, if only I had the discipline, right? So much could have been done, right? But it's no point in regretting later in terms of what could have been. They say that yesterday is already history and tomorrow is a mystery, whereas today is a gift, and that is why it's called a present. So one moot point to think about is that anything that you want to achieve, anything that you want to achieve, you have to do it in this moment, in the present. And that's the only way for you to, let's say, change the trajectory of where you might end up as against what would be the case otherwise. If you're going to change the trajectory of your progression, of your path, then the only time slot in which you can and should act is in the here and now. How do we act in the here and now? Right? What's really stopping us from acting in the here and now? The first thing is, they say that we all should have dreams and that we should have lofty dreams, right? And uh, and they say, if you aim for the moon, you'll probably end up at the top of the mountain, and if you aim for the mountain, you probably end up in the foothills, right? So we should have lofty dreams, but just having dreams, having goals, without goals we're lost, right? We don't even know what we're doing, we don't know the direction, we don't know the path. But just having goals isn't enough, right? It's not enough, because while we might have a goal, our execution and discipline and execution is what really matters, right? Without which we will have goals and we'll be acutely conscious of how much we're falling short of not meeting that goal, right? So what does it take to execute in a disciplined way, right? I think it all comes down to, like I said, this moment, and whether we are acting on what are the choices, right? Many times it's not that we don't act because we've forgotten. If you've forgotten, that means that the goal is not serious enough for you, because it's something really that you want to achieve. And I'm not talking about specific goals, whatever be that goal for you, right? If that goal is not serious, then of course you might forget. But if it's something that you really want to do, why is it that we don't have the discipline and execution? Because when it comes to the moment of reckoning, it's always a choice. It's a choice between what is pleasurable in the moment and what is right, in the sense that what needs to be done, right? The easy path and the difficult path, right? And depending on how serious we are, how engaged we are, how loyal we are to the goal, we make a choice. If it's something like, I'm not totally committed to, though it's just a fantasy for me, it's like, "Arey, chodo yaar." We just like have some fun in the moment. We'll do it tomorrow, we'll do it day after, right? And as the proverbial statement goes, tomorrow never comes, right? Because the only moment for change is here and now. And even if we do it, right, let's say we drag ourselves out of bed in the morning, right, and say, okay, I'm going to go jogging, I'm going to do meditation, whatever it be, right? So you do it one day, you do it the second day, and then it peters off, right? Interestingly, I read somewhere, right, a person who wanted to build his body, right? And he used to go to gym and work out quite extensively, sometimes for an hour, 2 hours, right? But after 6 months, he came and told his dad, a wise man, okay, he told his dad, like, I think I'm going to give up this whole bodybuilding business. He said, why? He said, 6 months I've been at it, right? And see, yesterday also I went to the gym. and spent an hour and a half, okay, doing weight training, but nothing seems to happen, right? I'm not putting on muscles at all, right? He said, "Did you go today?" He said, "No, but I went yesterday, and I went on Tuesday, I went last Sunday, and so on, right?" He said, "And when do you go?" Well, Tuesday I went in the morning, right? Thursday I went in the evening. Whenever I find time, I go. He said, "Why don't you just make one small change, right? You want to give up, you give up, no problem. But just do one small change, right? Do it systematically. Whatever you're doing, do it systematically, right? Doing it at the same time and doing it, okay, even starting with 5 minutes is good enough, right? But do it exactly at a prescribed time and do it methodically, do it every day, right? Not in a haphazard way, right? Today I'll do 1.5 hours and then I do nothing for a week, then I go for 30 minutes and I do nothing for 2 days, and then I try to make up for 2 hours. It doesn't work that way, right? And surprise of surprises, right? So this boy listened to his father, and he said in 3 months, right? When he tried for 6 months, nothing happened. In 2 to 3 months, this guy found results and he could see his body shaping up, right? And he went on to become really, like, very fit young man, right? And he said, "What's the difference?" He was putting in effort, right? But it is not consistent effort, it's not discipline effort, okay, it's not regular effort, right? So for us to achieve results, first of all, we need to have goals. The second goal is we need to be committed to the goal. The third thing is we need to be disciplined, we need to be follow up with execution. The fourth thing is it's not just enough, like, if we execute, but we should be very disciplined, methodical, scientific. Today, like, there is a person called James Clear. Okay, look him up. It's a very interesting thing. He writes about the idea of atomic habits. He says, you want to take something, right? Don't say that, no, I'm going to run a marathon, so this weekend, like, I'm going to try walking at least 20 kilometers if I can't run it, right? You do it one day, like, and you're exhausted, your legs are broken, okay, and you don't do anything for a month. It doesn't work like that. He says, even if you want to walk, right, start with 10 minutes, 5 minutes, right? But keep a journal every single day. Say that, okay, I did 5 minutes. Today I did 6 minutes. Hey, today I did 10, right? And if you can't go longer, just do 10. But then go up to the next level and next level, right? Even if we add 1 minute every week, you'll be walking 60 minutes by the end of the year. Something like that, right? Basically, consistency is the name of the game, right? And that's where he calls about atomic habits. Very small changes, but consistency. Even if you meditate, let's say you're here because, join this program because you want to meditate, right? And it's not just enough attending these programs, you should do it by yourself, right? Get up in the morning. If you can meditate for 5 minutes, do it, but please do it consistently every single day, and see if you can take it to 6 and 8, 15, 30, perhaps 60 at some time, right? So that's really, like, what I wanted to talk about, right? We talk about heartfulness as being a journey of inner transformation, and it's not just related to meditation, right? You can use the tools, you can use the approach for every walk of life. But whatever you do it consistently, be disciplined, okay, and really make those changes, make those calls, decisions in the moment. And when the choice is there between the pleasurable and the right, okay, I pray that you will have this will, strength of will, to do what is necessary, what is right, over what gratifies you for the moment, right? So with those few words, let's go ahead, okay, practice meditation. uh, just a minute. Okay, go ahead, sit comfortably, close your eyes softly and gently. Take a moment to observe how you feel at this time in your body and mind. Make a suggestion that your entire body, from the top of your head all the way down to your toes, is completely relaxed. Gently bring your attention to your heart. Let your mind and your thought very gently rest on your heart. Make a suggestion that a source of divine light is already present in your heart. And that this light and love in your heart is attracting your attention from within. All that you need to do is to continue to observe your heart and just try and feel what is happening there. Meditation is a technique to train the mind. And the way we are training our mind is to rest it on our heart and just be attentive to what is happening there. And just make a note of our feelings. If other thoughts, distracting thoughts arise in your mind, just watch these flow of thoughts in your mind like passing clouds. You continue to observe what is happening in your heart without beginning to wander with your thoughts. Continue to focus on your heart space, ignoring any distracting thoughts. Let's continue to meditate for a few more minutes. Let's do it till you hear my voice again. With your eyes closed, gently taper down the process of meditation. Take a moment to observe how you feel at this time. You You may slowly and gently open your eyes when you're ready. Thank you very much for joining today's session of Heartfulness. Today, we briefly touched on the topic of habit formation. And just one key takeaway is that the time for change is here and now, not tomorrow. Even if, let us say, that I'm making up my mind that from tomorrow morning, I'm going to get up in the morning at 6 o'clock and go for a walk. As simple as that, right? The act of getting up in the morning can be tomorrow morning, but to will yourself with the conviction, taking a vow, so to say, saying that I am going to get up, that small difference between a thought and a will, right, which is the conviction behind the thought, which is what makes the thought, translates the thought into action. That will, that sankalpa, it's called sankalpa in Sanskrit, right? The potentializing the thought that I'm going to get up tomorrow morning, that potentializing with sankalpa is taken in the here and now. Now, yes, I am going to get up in the morning. So when you do this, you will find that 5:55 before the alarm rings, you're automatically awake and you're checking the time on the clock. I'll let you experience it for yourself. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye bye.